By the end of this video, you'll know so much about wireless security systems that you could throw a dinner party just to tell everyone about them. But I don't recommend doing that. But seriously, today I'm going to show you exactly how wireless security systems actually work, including the biggest misconceptions that people have about wireless security systems, so you can make a strong and informed decision about your own security system setup. So first off, let's begin by showing you a wireless security system in action. So what you can see behind me there is an external motion sensor and an external siren. It's a really good way to give you a demonstration of how the system works in action. Now, any modern security system will usually always come with the app enabled, so you can set the system and monitor it from your own phone. So if I go into the app right now on this system and press the arm so that we arm the alarm system, that's now going to arm the alarm and give me 30 seconds basically to get out the way. That time I'll use to put my earmuffs on because this is an incredibly loud system. So now the system's set, let's show you what happens when I move. And there it goes, triggers the alarm system. So I'm going to disable that from the app. And now let's talk about what's just happened. So you've got this external motion sensor, which has sensed the movement and sent a signal so that the siren knew to trigger because the alarm was set. And look, if you actually look inside this sensor, it's exactly the same in here as it is in the siren. It's battery operated with lithium batteries. So because it only uses such a small power output, you don't have to worry about battery replacements for years and years and years. So let's pop that back onto there. So the next important part to understand is how, when that external motion sensor detected movement, it sent a signal to the external siren to cause an alarm event. For that, we need to go and look at the brains of the system. So this is what I mean by the brains of the system. It's the control panel unit, and the control panel unit is plugged in with an Ethernet cable going into the back of the router, and it's where all of the wireless devices talk back to and communicate with, whether that be a wireless smoke sensor, a wireless opening contact used on doors and windows, a wireless keypad, a wireless pet-friendly motion sensor, and more info on the pet-friendly part to come very, very soon, a wireless key fob, or a wireless external motion sensor and external siren, just like we saw outside. They all talk back to the control panel in the same way. See, all of the devices have a transmitter and a receiver. So let's take the wireless external motion sensor as an example. When this saw movement when I walked in front of it, it transmitted a signal via radio frequency to the receiver of the control panel. The control panel knew from inside that the system has been set. It needs to send a signal to the external siren, which received a signal again over the radio frequency and knew to trigger because of the instruction it got from the control panel. And this leads us on to the first biggest misconception about security systems. So you can get some security systems that simply just work over the internet, but that is not common and it's not the best type of security systems. The way they transmit data is over their own radio frequency. A lot of times people think a wireless security systems means it's dependent on, say, the Wi-Fi of your home, and this is completely wrong. It works on its own radio frequency, meaning someone couldn't just cut the internet to your house and then break in and disable your alarm system like that. With a system like this, if someone did disable your internet communication by, say, snipping the outside cable, all they do is stop you having access to the app, and that's, that's only if you haven't put a SIM card in your panel as a backup line of communication, but more on that a bit later. All that it would mean is that your app stops working, but the system would still work as a normal audible only alarm system. Let me give you a demonstration of exactly what I mean. So here we have a wireless keypad. Now you can do the setting procedure from the key fob as well if the internet is down, but you'd come to your keypad, and on here, all you'd do is press the full padlock, and that now starts the exit tone for you to leave the building. The system is still working like a normal alarm, even if the internet is down. So let's go outside so we can walk back in and show you the unset procedure. So now that we've set the system, we're going to leave the building because you've got a 30-second entry and exit delay, or a time that you set to specifically. So now that system's going to set without any internet, and when we go back in, it's going to start the entrance tone, and then we can just unset it normally like an audible alarm. So let's go back in once it's set. So now the opening contact on the door here has sensed that someone's come through the front door, and it knows give them a bit of time to go and unset it from the keypad. So now the system wants us to unset it. The code I got programmed in, 6969, because if your wife won't do it, well, at least you can make her type it. So now you understand a little bit more about how wireless security systems work, it leads me on to the next myth. I call it the analysis paralysis myth. And it's all to do with what we've just talked about, the internet and then using radio frequency and not using your Wi-Fi communication. Look, because the system uses a radio frequency, some people think, oh well, that just means then that the system can be jammed by a frequency jammer. And unfortunately, it makes a lot of people make the incorrect decision of just not getting a security system because they think that it's easily bypassed, but this just isn't the case at all. And I'm going to explain why. First off, is it possible to jam a wireless security system? Yes, you can jam the signal, but here's the key points about that you really need to understand. First off, to have a wireless frequency jammer is a serious crime in the UK and the US and among other countries as well. That can land you up to 5 years in prison, not for using it, but for just having it. They take it very seriously because wireless jammers, well, they're indiscriminate. They'll jam everything, including emergency response communication, such as the police and the ambulance service and the fire service. So think about it now from a burglar's perspective. You've already put your risk up massively, even just being on your way to a burglary with a wireless jammer inside your car can mean that you can land yourself in prison before you've even done any crime. And not only that, good ones aren't cheap. Burglars and criminals in general, they don't like spending money before they've made any. It's actually quite difficult to obtain a good one and can set you back in the thousands of pounds when you're buying one that can disrupt multiple channels. And there's many other problems with it as well. First off, as a burglar who's potentially standing outside with a wireless frequency jammer, you don't actually know for a fact if it's worked or not until you've broken in. So you're leaving that element of doubt and they don't know if it's actually disabled the alarm system. And with that, there's two more key points when it comes to wireless jamming. So first of those 2 points is burglar alarm systems these days are designed to know if they're being jammed. You see, the detectors and the control panel are constantly speaking to each other. So when they start to miss signals with each other, they'll send signals to the app to let you know system is being jammed or being attacked. Let's say it might say lounge detector lost, kitchen detector lost, opening contact lost. All of a sudden, you know, hold on, someone's attacking the system. But what options have you got when you've been notified of this? First off, it's giving you time because it's notified you that there's been an attack. Also, you've got options such as an emergency button on the app. Now, because the app is communicating over the internet to the control panel, you can press the emergency button and then it will trigger an alarm on the system itself, sending notifications not just to the app it was sent from, but to all other app users, meaning that you can then call the emergency services if such an attack is happening. And the second really strong point of these 2 points is I've been in the security industry as an engineer for 12 years, and not once have I ever come across someone trying to wirelessly jam an alarm system from outside to then break in. Not only that, my dad's been in the security industry for 33 years now, and he hasn't either. I'm not saying it's impossible and that it's not a threat worth considering, but it's not something that should ever hold you back from getting a security system because it's such a rare threat. It's too risky for the burglar, it's too difficult to do and know that you've actually done it correctly, and it's too expensive. They're not the type to put money into something to try and get money out. So don't let any wireless signal jamming stop you from securing your home or your business. And that leads us on nicely to talk about our pet-friendly motion sensors and how our little furry friends aren't really a problem anymore when it comes to solid security systems. You see, one of the many myths I hear in the security industry that holds people back from having a security system is they think that because they've got pets, such as a cat or a dog, that they can't have a security setup because the motion sensors, when they're around the house, will see them and be triggering the alarm all the time. Look, once upon a time, many years ago, that used to be a problem. But because it was a problem, security designers started a fix for it, and what it came is pet-friendly motion sensors. Now, I won't go too deep into the explanation of exactly how they work, but basically, because of the smart design of the lens and the circuit board inside, the system and the detectors can now differentiate between a human and a pet up to a maximum of around about 35 kilograms. Therefore, if you've got a cat or a dog that's underneath that threshold, you should be absolutely fine as long as your sensor placement is correct. So you can set the alarm system with your pets inside and they can move around freely, and the sensors, they'll know to ignore them. Basically, security systems have been designed now that there's a solution to every scenario. And one of the most amazing things about wireless security systems is that it's opened the whole market up to DIYers. You see, once upon a time, installing a security system was very, very, very expensive because there was a lot of labor involved, there was a lot of cables to run, and it took a long time with a lot of industry knowledge. But now, you don't need any technical expertise. Just like the system we've been discussing today, this is the Guardfather security system. It's a wireless DIY security system that you can fit yourself. You simply go to the website, order the exact equipment that you need based on your needs, and then follow the easy to follow YouTube how-to demonstrations on how to install it. It's delivered within a couple of days. There's no forced subscription fees for the app or anything like that. And the whole company is built around customer service, which is why at this point right now, it's had nothing but 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So if you want to have a look at a wireless DIY security system and take control of your security, I'll leave a link in the description and a barcode on here that you can just pause the video, scan with your mobile phone, and it will take you straight to the website. So let's just do a recap of what you've learned today. You know how wireless alarm systems work, you understand how they communicate, why jamming just isn't a real concern, how you can still have a security system even if you've got pets, how an app system works, and how much cheaper and easier installation can be for any DIYer. You're now much more equipped to make a strong and secure decision with your own security setup from watching this video. That's based on knowledge and not guesswork. And look, I reply to every single question that I get on this channel. So if you've got something in particular that you want to ask me about security systems or about security in general, please feel free to comment. I reply to everyone. Like I mentioned before, the Guardfather is linked in the description and on the barcode on the screen. Go and check it out if you're looking for a strong, solid DIY security system checkup that customers all love. And if you're interested in watching me try and set the DIY security system up in a mansion, well, click this link here to watch that video.